Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from mcgibe, and I'm terribly sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Now he's in the Pyotr yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce the ship name. So anyway, he's on the map Solomon Islands, and it's a 3-point domination game. There's 2 carriers, there is 2 destroyers, and it's a tier 5 battle, so always nice being top tier. Now, I would assume he's just grinding through the new battleship line. So does that make it seal clubbing? I don't know, but I know something. He's awfully fair. Like, he's not even using camo. He's not using premium consumables. Well, he doesn't have superintendent, so I would assume he maybe has like a 1 or 3-point captain or something like that. He isn't using any flags. So basically, he isn't using any of the advantages that a player with more resources would have. Well, I mean, he still has his knowledge and skill, obviously. So, here early on he's going closer to B. I assume he wants to help a little bit with anti-air, so that the destroyer has an easier time here. And then we will see what he will do from here on out. The friendly team doesn't have much of a presence at A, although there are some forces going there. The other destroyer is at the C cap. There is a possibility to push through the center. If the friendly team at the C cap is aggressive, then he could come through B and create a crossfire. Otherwise, I mean, he could just push a little bit and try to take some shots at those. He can stay here in relative safety, I feel like, and probably still make a crossfire with those ships at sea. But we'll see how that goes. Now, right now we have an extra pushing in, and I have a feeling that's not going to end well. Now, this is also where things like knowledge come in. So, new players might not be aware of overmatch mechanics in this game. And again, I mean, it's not like the extra can do anything other than pray that RNG is in his favor. So, what does RNGesus say? RNGesus says yes. And we're off to a great start. Now, the enemy team has also lost a destroyer, which is pretty neat. And it looks like they have a friendly battleship here pushing through C. We have the Clemson here who... well, we'll see what he does. I mean, the Clemson isn't really that great at torpedoing stuff. He might need to prepare an ambush and hide his smoke, or go for a Euro run if he wants to torpedo things. But we have that Clemson here who might just slow down those battleships. We have the Ishizuchi here. And that's enough for mcgibe to actually decide to push through here. Now he can open up a crossfire, which is pretty good for the friendly team. There is the Britannia who is also coming this way, so they aren't that bad of a shape. There is the Mutsuki here, also helping out. But I mean, Mutsuki's torpedo boat, he has to get a little bit closer before can be of a lot of help here. Now, carriers are scary. I'm not sure if focusing the carrier here is the best. Like, low-tier carriers don't do that much damage, I feel like. Well, not in a short period. I would have probably tried to take out the battleships first. I mean, there's an awful lot of broadsides here. But then again, I mean, if he takes out the carrier, it makes it easier for the Mutsuki, which is definitely also a consideration. I mean, there's the second carrier. But like, if that carrier is dealt with, this Mutsuki has a lot more options to get closer and torp those battleships. And well, carrier's still floating, but soon he should go down. That salvo looked east, and there you go, that's one less carrier. Now, meanwhile, the Britannia is unfortunately in a crossfire herself. And if mcgibe isn't careful, he might suffer the same fate, because there is this Nikolai pushing around this island. I mean, currently they are still engaged with the Britannia here. So let's see. The enemy battleship here seems to be angling. So that's why he decides that maybe he should be shooting something else. Now this Congo is on very low health, and it would be a shame. If this Congo escapes behind this island, then he might just be able to heal back up. Not to mention that he remains a big friend over there. So he's taking care of the low health enemies first. And look at that, there seems to be a Karlsruhe pursuing him. So, well, I mean, it's a lightly armored cruiser. So we can give it a shot, I guess. And I mean, the Karlsruhe seems to be slightly annoying. Not sure why the Karlsruhe is shooting armor piercing there. So shells are out, Karlsruhe decides not to dodge, and well, I mean, he gets away with it. But the next salvo will probably take out the Karlsruhe. Also, mcgibe is using his first heal, and you see, he only has one heal charge left, like he only had 2 heals here in total. Which just shows how much I feel like Captain skills and premium consumables and so on can help. But yeah, Karlsruhe is still not trying for evasive maneuvers, and only overpens, but overpens were good enough. Now he might just be facing a problem here though, because if he keeps pushing this way, he might end up in a crossfire between those enemies. We have the carrier pushing this way, I don't know why. Seems like a bad idea, but at least he is, I guess, distracting the enemy. But we still have our trusty Mutsuki sidekick, who might just be able to torp someone, so that's good news. Now once he goes through, he wants to angle probably against the enemy Pyotr. But that means he can't push too far, otherwise he'd be showing broadside to the Nikolai. So shots out at the broadside ship, but oh, there might also be some force coming this way. Well, not his way. Orbs coming the enemy battleship's way. So it looks like that Nikolai is just willing to go full broadside here, not sure why. But I guess he just wants to use all of his guns here. A nice citadel hit. Now, if he can finish off this Nikolai soon, it would be helpful, because the Nikolai's guns are going to hurt. He's not very well angled because he's angling against the other battleship, showing once again that crossfires can be a bit of a hassle. Nikolai got one salvo off, he tried to angle there in the last second, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse, and that Nikolai is dead. Now next up he has the other battleship, and now he can just really angle. Also, we just saw an incoming salvo, so he can turn a little bit and fire all of his guns, and then turn back to get his nose pointed towards the enemy again. Shells are on the way. And that's... yeah, that worked. So now he can hopefully capture C. His trusty Mutsuki sidekick still around. And it's 4 against 4. The friendlies have a slight points advantage, the enemies have more caps, but the friendlies are going to change that right now. Now let's just turn up the speed here a little bit and let me unlock the camera. Don't get vertigo. And what do we have here? So carrier coming this way, trying to drop, but he's too late to interrupt. The escort of the Langley got taken down, so the Langley is now in a retreat from the enemy ships, and well, the enemy has 2 choices basically. They can try to hunt down the Langley or they can go towards B. We will see what they decide. So, I think we might be able to slow it down here again soon. There you go. So, the Mutsuki has spotted the enemy destroyer. And just one overpan, but it's some damage. And the closer he gets, the more devastating his salvos will get. Now he's loading high explosive because he knows it's a great choice against destroyers. The Mutsuki is just trying to stay safe here. So we will see how that goes. Isokaze is spotted again, and we have a salvo on the way. Can they clear the mountain? Looks like they can, and that's 4 penetrations with a nice little fire. So that Isokaze is not in a great spot. That also means the Mutsuki can easily just finish off the Isokaze if they end up in a gun duel. Now he has to be a little bit careful because that Isokaze might just be sitting there setting up an ambush. Unfortunately, the friendly carrier went down. And it's down to the Mutsuki and the Pyotr to carry this game victory. Now we know that the Isokaze is still in the camp because, well, it's being capped. Which could prove troublesome. Like, if this Isokaze just manages a torpedo ambush here, the Mutsuki will be in dire straits on her own because there's still a carrier that can keep her spotted. So, and with the smoke screen here, oh, he's left the camp. Okay, so that means there is not a destroyer just waiting around the corner or inside the smoke, which makes this a little bit less problematic. Now he's switching back to armor piercing. I mean, there's no telling when he will see the Isokaze again. Oh, he even got a fire. Nice. So Mutsuki will be leading the way, acting as the eyes. Hopefully spotting torpedoes before they become a problem. And hey, he even found the Isokaze. So can they take out the Isokaze around here? Well, here are the torps. So it looks like they are easily dodged. And unfortunately this island is just blocking Guybe's shells. There we go, salvos on the way and, well, not quite, 400 hit points remaining. Looks like the carrier is coming back for another helping here. The carrier will make it somewhat difficult for the Mutsuki potentially to get into a good torpedo position. But I mean, low-tech carriers, the carrier will not be... will be having trouble farming that... okay. The carrier might have trouble farming that Mutsuki, but the battleships sure as hell didn't. So... again, Mutsuki is now on very low health either, but... still a lot better than the Isokaze. But we have something more important here to deal with. It looks like the enemy battleships have arrived. And we might just be in for a game-deciding brawl here. So the Orion has managed to start a fire here. So he can either shoot the fully broadside Orion, or he could try to finish off the well-angled low-health ship. He went for the broadside here. I'm not sure which choice is better, to be honest. But I mean, I can't fault him for just farming this broadside. He's also unfortunately out of heals. He was considering that Isokaze there, but the Mutsuki took care of that, so well done Mutsuki. That Mutsuki has been a lot of help in this battle. So Orion seems to be on pretty low health there. Secondary started a fire on the other battleship, who probably just damaged Contis, and the secondaries even managed to get the kill. Now enemy battleship is on a collision course. I mean, ramming might just win the enemies the game, because then the carrier can just farm the destroyer. But ram was denied. So, well done so far. He's up to 8 kills. Now, of course, the carrier is going for the destroyer here. I think we can speed. Oh, the carrier is very low in play. So, well, I mean, points-wise, it's very clear that the friendlies got this, but, like, there's a carrier and both ships are on very low health. I mean, in a tier 10 battle, I would probably say the odds are good for the carrier, but this is a tier 5 battle, and the tier 4 carriers are probably inexperienced and not as scary. So, yeah, I don't think the enemy carrier can stop them from reaching 1,000 points. In comes a full squadron. I mean, if he can sink, it's... well, he's going for the destroyer. Never mind. And here we are with the results. mcgibe earned himself 2,545 base experience. Not a result you expect to see at tier 5. It's not quite 3 times the amount of the second in the team, but you know, it's getting close. Anyway, also, mcgibe asked me to give a shout out to the Mutsuki, and sure, why not, that Mutsuki stuck with him through the battle and did pretty well, and I think the Mutsuki was actually a new player. Now, mcgibe achieved 2 devastating strikes, a Confederate, a close quarters expert, a Kraken in the high caliber, scoring 176,000 points of damage in a tier 5 battle, sinking 8 enemy ships, and he didn't bring premium consumables, a high tier captain, didn't even bring camo, no flags. Yeah, I was enjoying to watch. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I'll see you guys next time.